You're joining me here today outside Downing Street, where we are protesting for more money with the National Education Union. National Union for Education. Can't remember what it's called. But we're outside Downing Street and they want more money, and we're going to ask them whose responsibility is it to teach children about relationships? Whose responsibility is it to teach children about relationships?
It's families and schools.
And schools?
Yeah, it should be taught in both ways. We don't know what's going on at home, and we don't know whether they're seeing healthy relationships. So it's our job to make sure that they know what a healthy relationship looks like.
Right, sorry, just to interject. Bearing that in mind, do you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education but they can't because it's a statutory obligation?
I personally don't.
You don't?
No, that's my own personal view. I believe that children need to be taught. A relationship education, we talk about loving families and how that can look differently depending on different family situations. We don't say about whether something is right or wrong. We teach children to be non-judgmental and to be accepting of different family types.
Aren't you supposed to be teaching objective facts though, as a teacher?
Facts?
Yeah,
yes.
So if you're not teaching what's right and wrong...
No, I disagree actually. We're not teaching objective facts. We're teaching children. The Article 12 of the United Nations Rights of the Child states that children are entitled to their own opinion.
We're making them members of society, so it should be everything.
So you're moulding?
Yes.
Grooming?
Not grooming.
What's the difference between a mould and a groom?
Moulding is we're teaching them things, right? I need to go though.
Thank you very much for that. You a teacher? Can I ask you a question?
Go on then.
Whose responsibility is it to teach children about relationships?
Everybody's.
Everybody's?
Yeah.
What do you mean everybody? Like
Right,
strangers?
their parents, their teachers,
Right.
everybody's responsible.
Bearing in mind you said parents first, with that in mind, do you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education but they can't because it's a statutory obligation?
No, I think children need to be taught that at school as well.
You think the parents shouldn't have the right to withdraw them?
No.
But you want to be here for more money? You think you can withdraw from work? You think parents should be persecuted for not putting their children in school, but you can take the day off work to beg for more money?
Yeah, but I don't get paid. I'm not getting paid.
Tell me, educate me.
I'm not getting paid for today.
I think that there should be something compulsory about children being taught.
Compulsory?
About children being taught tolerance.
Tolerance.
So I think there's some
acceptance and also accepting
of
different
sin.
learning styles.
Accept tolerance for what? Tolerance for what? Sorry. What should
tolerance for the fact that different people have different beliefs.
Right.
And
so what about Christian principles and beliefs?
I think it's about. I'm not sure about being. It's about respecting that different people have different points of view.
Yeah, but I would argue that the respect for Christianity has gone out the window when you can't withdraw your child from relationship education when they're being taught about things that are contrary to Christian beliefs.
So that's your own belief.
Yes.
And so I respect that that's your belief.
Right.
I might have a different belief to that, and then I would expect you to.
Right, of course. But you don't get to indoctrinate my child into your ideological thought process. That's the point. And I should have the right.
No.
If you want to protest for more money, then I should have the right to take my child out of school where you're teaching him something that's fundamentally opposed to my worldview and my religious beliefs. Do you not think?
We teach them about community actually and acceptance of all religions.
Right, but this is the thing. But there is no acceptance of Christianity. This is the point.
There is in our school.
I don't think that's true at all.
Well, but you're teaching in relationship education. You're teaching them things that are factually incorrect about biology, and then you. It is.
We're not going to agree with you.
You're not?
Your views are too
fundamentalist, Christian.
Yeah.
Because it's battle today. We just want fair funding.
We're talking you don't want to talk about anything else than money.
This is our platform today.
Right.
It's not money. It's fair funding for schools. We are fighting for our colleagues, for our students, for our schools, so we don't have to have our principals fund our pay rise.
Right.
This is not our platform to talk about relationships.
I can talk about anything I want to talk about.
Sure, but we are allowed a day. Don't harass us, please.
What do you mean don't harass you? I'm asking you a question. You're supposed to be a teacher. Is that what you're teaching children? That a question being presented to you is harassment? Honestly, is that what you're teaching children? Oh my goodness, boys, amazing. Yeah. Whose responsibility do you think it is to teach children about relationships?
About relationships? Teachers.
Teachers?
Yes, but also parents.
Parents second.
Yes, grandparents.
Right, I agree. Yeah. Right, so with that in mind, do you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education but they can't because it's a statutory obligation?
That's a difficult question. I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My love, are you a teacher?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Whose responsibility do you think it is to teach children about relationships?
What do you mean, whose responsibility?
We warn these people are far right.
Not far right, is it?
Right. I don't understand. I'm not sure what questions you're
Right,
asking.
so basically, relationship and sex education is a statutory obligation.
Yeah.
Right, I'm trying to find out if the teachers are out on strike.
That's not really why they're here.
What do you mean? If you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education but they can't because it's a statutory obligation.
They can actually. That's not true.
Are you sure?
I'm sure because I'm sure. I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Are you a teacher?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Go on.
Whose responsibility do you think it is to teach children about relationships?
Bit of both. Teachers, parents, definitely.
Right, can I ask, with that in mind, with that in mind, would you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children but they can't because it's a statutory obligation? Amazing. Well, that was amazing. You a teacher?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Right, whose responsibility do you think it is to teach children about relationships?
Gosh. Parents.
Thank you. With that in mind, would you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education but they can't because it's a statutory obligation?
I can't answer that. I need more time. That's all I can say.
Would you like the parents to stand in solidarity with you lot when you're asking for more money?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
Didn't have to have much time to think about that though?
Not at all.
Alright, thank you. Excuse me, are you a teacher?
We are.
Can I? You speak for both of you.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Whose responsibility is it? Sorry, I beg your pardon. Whose responsibility is it to teach children about relationships?
A mixture of people.
Right.
Teachers have a role.
Teachers have a role.
Parents have a role.
Right. With that in mind, would you stand in solidarity? Oh my goodness. Right. With that in mind, would you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education, but they can't?
Right, people ignore them.
No, I think they should allow their children to learn.
Right. So you don't stand in solidarity with them if they wish to withdraw them, is what I'm saying.
I think it's a complicated issue.
Would you like the parents to stand in solidarity with you when you're striking for more money?
Yes.
Oh, right, amazing. Are you teachers? Yeah. Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Whose responsibility is...
These guys are super rude when I saw them interviewing people previously.
Really?
Don't talk to them.
Okay.
And what's that then? What are you?
I'm looking out for
What's
people.
What's your role?
I saw you shouting at
who?
someone
At who?
last time as a rally, so I'm not talking to you guys.
Did you know the context of why someone was being shouted at, sir?
Not important.
Context is not important, sir. Amazing. Would you stand in solidarity with the parents that wish to withdraw their children from relationship education, but they can't because it's a statutory obligation and they face up to £2,500 fines if they do withdraw without permission?
Well, I'm not sure I'd be in favour of them being fined, but I also don't think that they should be allowed to just opt out of sections of the curriculum. I think you're trying to turn it into a very unnuanced black and white thing. I don't think
I'm autistic.
Sure, but you've got a responsibility to understand the subtlety of the thing.
Right.
It's not saying that men can be women. It's saying that gender is not the ones and zeros, men, women, binary idea that we initially thought. We've evolved our ideas about the roles of gender in society over the last few hundred years. As a teacher, I can tell you that nobody forces anything on anybody. All we do is...
If you're not allowing them to withdraw from the subject, then...
We're not allowing them to not hear the balanced argument. I think there's sometimes at home you hear a very one-sided argument, and it's the school's job to present the balanced view.
But what about the religious beliefs and aspect of that? The one side at home you may hear may be one-sided, but that may be grounded and based in reality and religious belief.
I understand what you're saying, but we live in a society that agrees democratically on certain values, and I think that while religious freedom is a very good thing, just you can't hide behind the mask of religion. And like, if I start a religion that says eating babies is part of my religion,
it's not going to go very far, is it?
That's not.
But
cool.
we're talking about an established religion that is the most predominant in.
But there are established religions that hold that female genital mutilation is part of their culture.
Right.
So I would be against that.
Right.
And I think that in a democratic society we have, a viewpoint that we present, and people who live in this country need to at least hear that argument. They're given the freedom to express their religious beliefs within reason, but I think also children need to be brought up to hear the argument.
Whose responsibility is it to teach children about relationships?
The parents.
Amen. Right. So, what about this lot who think it's their job?
Who's this lot?
The teachers' union, the national union.
They think it's their job. What you mean in the classes and that where they're teaching all the propaganda?
LGBT?
Yeah, no, disagree.
Disagree 100%?
Yeah. 100%. Reason being...
Check it out. Go on, yeah.
The reason being is that they should make their own decisions as they go through life. But the way they're throwing it in your faces nowadays is too much.
Is it not that if we are giving birth to something, it is our responsibility to make sure it has morality and ethics?
There's 8 million plus women, 8 million plus men, and they all came out the same way. Fact, yeah, men and women, biologically, there's no other way. There's no other way.
There you go.
And if they say there is, there's a big problem.
Amen. Listen, thank you very much for your time.
Have a good day, mate.
Cheers, mate. Real human beings, boys. Makes you have a little smile, doesn't it? Makes you there's a little bit of hope left. Oh fuck me, what are you doing down there?
You alright?
I'm alright. How are you?
It's about yourself.